Imagine for a moment that you are the CEO of a business that markets a product that is popular among younger consumers. Your marketing team has seen significant success doing advertising on a number of different social media platforms, and you, as the business leader, are very pleased with their work. Suppose, however, that a new social media site launched 6 months ago that has gained some favor with younger consumers, and you and your marketing team are trying to figure out whether you should move some of your marketing budget over to the new site. What seems like the obvious thing to do in this situation would be to look at growth of the new site and see if monthly usage has increased significantly since the new site launched in January. The problem is that the average since the launch date is brought down by all of the early months of low growth, where your business doesn't see any impact yet, so it takes several of the later months of significant growth for you to decide to take action. As a result, your marketing is behind, and your competitors have already begun advertising on the new platform. On the flip side, you could only look at the most recent month's growth, but then you might be prone to overreacting to random blips in the data. This video from alleviate is going to talk about how you can solve the problem of accounting for the impact of economic changes so you can make better business decisions. To handle time effects in analytics models for business, we can use something called a dynamic model. To illustrate this concept, I will use an example from Major League Baseball. In 2019, the MLB National League Most Valuable Player was Cody Bellinger of the Los Angeles Dodgers. He began the season putting up extremely good statistics for home runs, runs batted in, and batting average. A batting average is measured by taking the number of hits a player is able to make and dividing it by the number of at-bats they take. In this way, many may regard this as an estimate of the probability that a player will get a hit in any given at-bat. Let's look more closely at Cody Bellinger's batting average. As late as May 21st, about 1/3 of the way through the season, Bellinger's batting average was above 400. This feat had not been accomplished over the course of a full season since Ted Williams did it in 1941, nearly 80 years prior to the 2019 season. As the season wore on, however, Bellinger's astronomical batting average came back down to earth, and he ended the season batting .305. .305 is a very good batting average, and he did some incredible things for the Dodgers that season, but if he batted above 400 for 1/3 of the season and finished the season at .305, that means the last 2/3 of the season he must have batted well below the .305 mark. So with the season over, we may be tempted to say that Cody Bellinger has a 30.5% chance of getting a hit in his first playoff at-bat. It may actually make sense, however, to try to consider recent history in determining how Bellinger will likely perform in the playoffs, though. If, however, we use a Bayesian approach and assume that his batting average can move from month to month or week to week, we can allow it to change over time. This idea changes the concept of the probability of getting a hit from a single number that we measure with batting average over the entire year to a dynamic number that changes over time. When we think about probability in this way, we can get significantly better estimates of the likelihood that Bellinger gets a hit. We accomplish this by giving more weight to recent at-bats than we do to at-bats from a long time prior. We can use mathematical optimization to determine how much we should assign the weights for each at-bat. In this analysis, Bellinger ends the season performing roughly the same as a .266 hitter, which is just slightly above average for hitters in the league. We can look at our two estimates for his end-of-season performance and see which one gives us a better prediction of his probability of a hit. The orange line is performance in the next 8 games, the black line is batting average, and the blue line is the dynamic model's estimate of the probability of a hit. The dynamic model outperforms batting average when predicting Bellinger's performance in the next 8 games. So how did he perform in the playoffs? He got 4 hits in 19 at-bats, good for a .211 batting average in the one series the Dodgers played in and lost against the eventual World Series champions, the Washington Nationals. So in this case, the dynamic model outperformed batting average in predicting Bellinger's success. Revisiting the example from earlier, recall that you are the CEO and need to determine if and when you should move marketing budget from the social media sites you currently advertise on to the new one that launched earlier this year. You, as the CEO, could hire expert consultants to build a dynamic model to help you figure out if and when you should move your marketing budget over to the new social media site. If you think that your analytics could benefit from dynamic modeling, alleviate can help. The experts at alleviate have spent decades helping companies adapt to an evolving business landscape. Please reach out to us at www.alleviate.com to schedule a consultation.